Hello,
May I have your name, please?
My name is Mariana.
and my name is Bruno.
And where you guys coming from?
I come from Portugal.
So you guys are visiting Japan this time?
No, we've been living here for 4 months, 3 months now.
Yeah,
In
since
Kyoto.
September in Kyoto.
Yeah.
So what do you do here?
So I'm a student.
Mm.
I am doing exchange.
Yes.
And I have a part-time job for now in a hotel.
So is this your first time to be in Japan?
Yes.
How do you like it so far?
It's a great country. It's very pretty. It
Yeah.
has a lot of things to do. You cannot get bored anytime.
It's very, very diverse. We've been in Kyoto, where we live. We've been in Tokyo, here in Nara, and Osaka. And all of the places are very different. We enjoyed all of them.
It's a very unique country.
So before you came here, did you search about Japan as well?
Yes, certainly about everything: housing, tourism, where to work, what to do. Like, yeah.
Even before Japan was an option for us to come live for a short while at least,
Yes.
we always wanted to visit. So we already knew a fair bit about Japan.
Is there any differences from your expectation once you arrived here?
Oh yeah. Not everything is perfect for sure. There are some problems. I think it's hard to go inside a society that's very closed, especially if you're not fluent in Japanese, which is very hard to learn. Not everything is perfect, but we were kind of expecting
Yeah,
it.
especially in Kyoto, easily find a job in
Yeah.
English.
It's very
Since
hard.
we in Portugal, it's easy. If you speak English, there's a lot of customer
Options.
service jobs. There's a lot of opportunities. Here, it's even with good English. For me, it's been tough
Very
to
hard.
find a job. So
Oh.
they speaking Japanese is kind of a requirement, at least in Kyoto.
So do you guys study Japanese as well?
Alone.
Yes, personally, not in
Yeah.
a school, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Duolingo.
Like, what made you decide to come to Japan in the first place?
Always been a dream of ours to be in this country. We like a lot of stuff about Japan. Not only anime, but the culture, the history, the food, especially. So yeah, it was mostly that, and it's a very good country to live in. Still, even with all these problems.
Yeah, of course. We don't want to make it seem like it's a bad experience at all.
Not
It's
at all.
just different from expectations.
It just has problems like everywhere else.
Yeah. And did you encounter any of a cultural shock?
It was mostly language, at least for me.
It's definitely a very different culture, but I wouldn't call it a shock because we already knew a bit about how people were going to be. It wasn't much of a shock for culture.
We were not expecting, for example, for most people to not speak English and everyone like kanji everywhere. That was a shock for sure. But the rest, I mean, you just have to be open-minded, and the rest.
That's
is-
true.
I think you really have to be prepared before coming to Japan, because otherwise it's not gonna work.
Yeah, we don't like to visit places with tours and everything,
Yes.
so that's what makes it harder. Of course, I know if
Because it will be more to local people
yeah,
type.
exactly.
Only encounter the people who only speak Japanese.
The people tend to be very welcoming.
True.
It's not at all a problem with the people. Of course, it's a problem with communication because
Yes.
as long as we can't speak Japanese and they can't speak English, we can't communicate very well. But the people, even the little Japanese we speak, they all make an effort to help us anyway.
And they
Oh.
appreciate that
Yeah.
we try.
So far, what kind of foods have you been trying in Japan?
A lot of different foods, especially the hormones. It was something different.
You tried that
Yeah, like the tongue.
with the barbecue.
Yeah, the
style?
beef tongue. That was like something I was very curious to try, and it is actually very good. I mean, we already ate a lot of Japanese food outside Japan, even though it's very different.
Do you cook that too?
Yeah, I really love to learn culinary, and Japanese food is amazing. It's one of the best things in this country.
One thing that was also surprising is the completely unrelated, but the servings in supermarkets. They're all very small.
Serving.
Very small.
It's compared to Europe at least. For example, like a bag of meat. It's
Like
here,
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah. Here's like
groceries.
One serving for
What-
one people.
yeah,
one
for
person.
maybe a meal for two people, but we can't find like meat for the week, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
We have to go to the supermarket every 2 or 3 days.
Yes. That's how we actually do,
Hmm.
Yeah.
so that you can have fresh foods.
Yeah.
And there are so many people who live by themselves alone, so it's easier for them to go grocery shopping with that portion,
True.
I guess. But compared to Portuguese cultures, can you highlight the differences between Japanese culture?
Everything. I mean, actually, there are some things that are similar, but I
Oh.
think the biggest difference is the way people interact. Because in Portugal, you might think that that person is your friend because they talk to you, they hug you, they kiss you.
Yeah,
but
very
they're not
friendly.
really. Yeah. But here it's more polite. People are more shy in some way.
Like
and so-
introverts? could
Exactly.
be?
So you might think, oh, maybe they don't like me, but that's not true. So it's the opposite, and you really have to adapt to that and understand how people think. It's very different. What
How
else?
about your working environment?
It's what I said. It's a bit tough with not knowing Japanese. It's a lot of Google Translate
Yeah.
to communicate. But the people overall are nice. Of course, I had the opportunity to work even though I don't speak Japanese. So it's good, especially for full-time jobs. I feel like it's hard. But with my job right now, it's going. I'll
going
say like
somewhere.
that.
If you can pick anything from Japan to bring back to your country, what would it be?
The food.
All the foods?
I feel like the transportation system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
very good. I'd say Portugal is a little
And
bad
yeah.
in it, so
Really?
yeah. Depends on the place. If you're only
Not
in Lisbon,
everywhere.
it's not that bad.
Nah,
Oh, because it's the city.
I think mostly organization. Either how people act, transportation, just organization. It's so good. It'll be hard to leave this place.
And if you are to give any advice for those future travelers or future residents in Japan, what would it be?
Number one, try to learn Japanese, please.
For residents, for sure.
And even for tourists, like the basic kanji, like the 20 most used kanji. Look
Or
it up.
hiragana, katakana.
Hiragana, katakana. Try. It's very hard, but you will need it, so try.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing.
And also research a lot about Japanese culture and how people communicate, because otherwise you will think everyone is being impolite when they're not. They're just being Japanese. And just open minds, overall open mind. It's very different, but I mean, don't judge it. You know, like it's a different culture.
Okay. So far you guys are enjoying living in Japan.
A
For
lot.
sure. Very
Okay,
much.
okay. Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very
you.
much.
ありがとう。